royal family at work on CBC.
Washington welcomes the Queen.
Ours is a long and lasting and important relationship, and to be able to welcome Her Majesty the Queen of England here on the south lawn of the White House is a sign of respect and a sign of the enduring ties that bind us.
At approximately 10:50, you will be announced to ruffles and flourishes and hail to the chief. You'll move out the diplomatic door there and hold at the end of the red carpet until hail to the chief is complete. At the completion of hail to the chief, you'll move across the driveway facing the diplomatic room on your toe marks and await the arrival of Her Majesty and His Royal Highness. Upon their arrival, Mr. President, you will escort Her Majesty over to the U.S. delegation for introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States has visited the royal court.
It's a tense moment, even for the most powerful man on earth. The Queen was first welcomed here as a princess in 1951. President Bush was 5 years old at the time.
I'd be curious to get a sense of what has changed and what hadn't changed, and it's instructive to be with somebody who's had a lot of experience and has seen the presidency from a different point of view, and has also seen a lot, the world change quite dramatically. Good morning. Laura and I are honored to welcome back to the White House Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. In May of 1607, a group of pioneers arrived on the shores of the James River and founded the first permanent English settlement in North America. The settlers at Jamestown planted the seeds of freedom and democracy on American soil. And from those seeds sprung a nation that will always be proud to trace its roots back to our friends across the Atlantic. The American people are proud to welcome Your Majesty back to the United States, a nation you've come to know very well. After all, you've dined with 10 U.S. presidents. You helped our nation celebrate its bicentennial in 1976. She's got a neat twinkle in her eye. She's very savvy, and she makes you feel at ease. She gave me a look that only a mother could give a child. My initial impression was obviously a regal person, but I viewed her as a mom, kind of she was good. She was good, easy to talk to, I guess the best way to say it.
Those lights also, the press lights are so, aren't they all bright? I couldn't look at them. I kept on wondering.
Like all White House visitors, the royal couple are invited to sign the visitors' book. Once the formalities are over, lunch will be served in the President's private dining room.
Luncheon will be very relaxed, I hope. I hope it'll be friendly and fun and enjoyable for their Majesties.
Your Majesty, another gift that you gave to the White House are the candelabras that are over on the mantle, and they've been on that mantle since Jackie Kennedy. And they are 1770 from made in Birmingham by Nat Gold.
While their boss eats lunch, the White House staff turn their attention to tonight's dinner.
As the day goes on, the house will progressively change. All the tables come in, all the chairs will be put out, just making a total transition. It's amazing. With her being royalty, and it's been so long since she's actually visited the States here, that it makes it an extra special visit.
Normally on a state dinner, we only do like 4 courses. Since this one is one of the white tie dinner, we're going to do an added course, which is the fish course. So this is really actually the highlight for the evening. It's exciting because this is like, I mean, how often do you get to, serve the Queen? So for us, this is such a big moment.
There's just enough time for a quiet walk down Pennsylvania Avenue.
Guys, let's go. Go back. Guys, back up. 5 feet. Let's go. Guys, let's turn. Guys, turn. Let's go back. Let's turn and move back here, guys. Get a longer shot.
I think like the monarchy was before, maybe a couple hundred years ago, whether it was right or wrong, but they were held up as standards, people to emulate, people to model yourself after, and I think that's what she sort of represents. Everybody's grandmother on their best behavior.
With a monarch coming to dinner, every detail must be perfect.
We did a count a few months ago out of curiosity, and for a traditional formal dinner, what you would consider a state dinner for 10 settings, we have 187 items on each table that need to be individually manipulated a little bit.
My whole staff is walking through to be sure all the roses are perfect, that nothing has started to wilt.
Good to go. Thank you.
We're getting there. We really are. We've almost got everything in place, and we're set.
I'm not looking forward to white tie, I must confess, because I'm, kind of a casual guy. But Laura convinced me. I told her, fine, let's wear white tie. This will be the only time in my presidency that we have hosted a dinner in white tie. And I think it's a great tribute to Her Majesty. I really do.
With only an hour to go until the state banquet, the photographers' positions are still being negotiated.
This is going to take a bit of organising, and I'm glad for once it's somebody else's problem. They're off.
So you see him running there like that, you think it was the Kentucky Derby all over again.
To have been invited to the White House to go to a state dinner with the Queen of England. It's got this kind of ring to it. It says something about her position here in America. I mean, people recognize her for being the Queen of a great ally in a great country. It's a respect for her as a person and respect for the country she represents.
Special occasion, the Queen is wearing one of her favourite pieces of jewellery, the Queen Mary tiara, a wedding present from her grandmother.
Your Royal Highness, distinguished guests, tonight is the 4th-state dinner held in Your Majesty's honor here at the White House. We're confident that Anglo-American friendship will endure for centuries to come.
When you think of the different times that she's been through, how the climate has changed, and she has changed with it and handled it so beautifully.
I grew up in the knowledge that the very survival of Britain was bound up in that vital wartime alliance forged by Winston Churchill and President Roosevelt. Administrations in your country and governments in mine may come and go, but talk we will, listen we have to, disagree from time to time we may, but united we must always remain. Mr. President, I raise my glass to you and to Mrs. Bush, to the friendship between our two countries, and to the health, freedom, prosperity and happiness of the people of the United States of America.
believe that it's the Queen's great celebrity and the respect she commands which help her country remain a major player on the world stage.